Okay, here's video number 3 on Tregs. So basically, Tregs are they're recruited by cancer cells in the tumor microenvironment. Now, Tregs, they're not 100% bad. They do help with preventing autoimmunity because Tregs help prevent an overactive immune system, such as too many immune cells. Because if the immune system is overactive, then the tissues are actually attacked, which can be bad. So that's where Tregs reduces that risk. But in the context of cancer, Tregs can be a bad thing because cancer they actually recruit them via a number of different mechanisms. One of them is hypoxia, which is the marker is HIF1 alpha. So that the tumor raises that, and then it secretes CCL28, and then the CCL28 binds to the CCR10 on the Treg, but that's only if the Treg is a FOXP3 Treg. So that there are foods and fruits that can reduce the FOXP3 on the Treg, so that the CCL28 on the tumor cannot bind. Another mechanism is a CD39, CD73. That actually raises adenosine, and adenosine is one of the main antagonistic characters in when it comes to the tumors. So this video is going to be similar to number 2, but I'm going to mention some fruits here that could help. And the first one is pears. So pears reduces STAT3. As a result, that reduces FOXP3, and then that reduces the CCR10. The CCR10 is on the Treg, which is what the cancer cell needs to recruit the Treg. So if the pear is reducing FOXP3, which reduces CCR10, then the cancer cell can't recruit the Treg. So pears also they mildly suppress CD73 adenosine for Tregs, because Tregs need adenosine. Now, I'm not saying that pears is the best here, but it is moderate. There might be some fruits that are better than pears in this context. But the next one is peaches, which is a moderate. So it reduces STAT3, and as a result, that reduces HIF1A. Another thing that helps is raising STAT5. That actually favors immune cells. But that's going to have to be for a different video. Peaches weakens the CCR10 on the Treg, which means that the cancer cell cannot recruit the Treg. Next one is apples, which is it's pretty moderate. It's a moderate downregulation of FOXP3, which is going to reduce the CCR10 on the Treg, and the cancer cell can't recruit the Treg. Apples also have quercetin. Now, the way that could actually help is that quercetin can actually bind zinc. It can bind excess zinc. Now, the reason that's important is if zinc is excessive, then that actually reduces copper, because there's a zinc-copper ratio that has to be maintained. If there's not enough copper, then iron is going to be reduced, because copper is one of the main regulators of iron. And if iron is reduced, that means that red blood cells can't deliver oxygen around the body, which means that there's going to be hypoxia. And hypoxia is one of the main antagonists in this whole cancer CCR10, CCL28 in the tumor microenvironment, because the tumor thrives on hypoxia, and then the marker is HIF1 alpha, and then that's going to secrete more CCL28, which is what the cancer cell needs to recruit the Treg. So that's why it's important to watch your iron levels. So apples can be helpful there. The quercetin can reduce excess zinc, which means that you can keep enough copper to metabolize your iron, and then you're going to be able to reduce your hypoxia that way. Next one is oranges, which is one of my favorites. It inhibits CD39, CD73, which is an adenosine axis. It also reduces A2A receptor, which is actually what adenosine attacks or attaches to. So the cancer creates adenosine, and then the adenosine attacks or binds to the A2A receptor on the immune cell or the Treg. But if oranges are in the mix, oranges are going to block the adenosine from being able to bind on the A2A receptor, therefore stopping immune surveillance. Oranges also improve IL-2 availability for T cells, and that's important because Tregs actually hog up. They actually steal IL-2 away from T cells. Now that's actually bad because T cells need IL-2 to function and to thrive. So if Tregs are stealing IL-2, then you're going to have a weaker immune system. So oranges improve IL-2 to help improve T cell function. The net result is reduced Treg survival and reduced retention in tumor microenvironment. Next one is Kiwi, which is actually a protease. Kiwis are different than other fruits because the other fruits don't do what kiwi can do, which is a cleaves. It actually cleaves, let's say receptors, like directly off of let's say cancer cells or Tregs or some other type of cell. So basically, a kiwi is a protease that basically cleaves. Other fruits can't do that, like grapes, apples. They don't have the cleaving capability that kiwis do. So kiwis have a vitamin C and polyphenols, which reduces STAT3. Vitamin C is also reduces reactive oxygen species, which is what drives hypoxia, and which is what cancer cells need to recruit Tregs. So with vitamin C, that's going to reduce hypoxia, and the net result is Treg suppressive durability after recruitment. The next one is one of my favorites, is a pineapple. It has many effects. So basically, a pineapple cleaves CD44, CD62L. What's special about pineapple is that pineapple can do what other fruits can't do, which is a cleaving, because pineapple is also a protease, just like kiwis. And so it has to cleave CD44 and CD62L, because if the cleaving isn't done, if CD44 and CD62L cannot be cleaved, then it's not going to have the metabolic effect. So as a result, that reduces Treg infiltration despite the presence of CCL28. So pineapple is one of the stronger inhibitors, or one of the stronger players in cancer prevention compared to other fruits. Pineapples also helps the cleaving effect of pineapples helps cancer cells infiltrate the extracellular matrix, which is where the cancer cells are, so that they can actually attack. Another one here is a papaya. This one has a double effect. This is important. It reduces STAT3, what cancer cells need to survive, which means that cancer cells won't survive. And then it also reduces FOXP3 on cancer cells, which they need to survive. And papaya at the same time raises STAT5, which is what immune cells need to survive. So it's having a double whammy effect there. So by raising STAT5, it favors T cells over Tregs. And then the last one here is cantaloupe. It targets oxidative stress and hypoxia signaling. Cantaloupe it's considered a weak direct effect on CCR10, which is what cancer cells need to recruit Tregs. So maybe cantaloupe isn't a good fruit compared to the other ones. It does have carotenoids though. So recap, pears are pretty strong, peaches are pretty strong, papaya is probably one of the strongest, as well as pineapple. And then probably the weaker one is cantaloupe. Apples are pretty good too because of the quercetin. The quercetin lowers the zinc, so that the the zinc cannot lower the copper, because if the copper is too low, then that means iron deficiency, and then that's going to lead to hypoxia, which favors cancer survival. So like, subscribe, leave your comments, any insights on mechanisms or any foods that you might know that could help against cancer, and I'll see you in the next video.